Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing great. So this is going to be a general reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 1st to March 8th of 2020. I hope you guys are doing great today. Guys, remember these messages are general. Don't try to make them fit if they don't. The energies could always be flip-flopped, okay? So if you're like, oh, she's saying this and that about, a partner or a friend or family member, but, it's actually the reverse, then it's still your reading, right? So don't try to make stuff fit if it doesn't actually fit. You want to make sure you check your rising sign, moon sign, and your Venus. So we have a couple of things going on for you guys this week. Not too much, but a nice little balance of things. On March 3rd, we have Venus in Aries square Saturn in Capricorn. This is the only a little bumpy patch. Guys, it's a quick transit. It's really only for a day, but this is going to be impacting your 1st and 10th house. So you might find some challenges on the 3rd in relationships and work, but it's a fast moving energy. So I'm mentioning it, but don't hold on to it, okay? Just don't hold on to it. And then on the 4th, we have a couple of things going on, which I like a lot better. We have Mercury retrograde entering Aquarius, right, in your 11th house. So I like this because when Mercury is in Aquarius, we're very hungry for knowledge and opening up to new and original ideas. So you might be looking to do things differently with your friends or opening yourself up to a new group or energy of people altogether. And your communication and thought patterns are very spontaneous, almost like fragmented right now. So don't be surprised if you find yourself like in this mental space of questioning your friend connections in this energy and the people that you hang with, that you call your tribe, and just doing some very healthy evaluation. Not that you're judging, but you're doing some very healthy evaluation. So I really like that energy for you. And then also on the 4th, we have Venus entering Taurus in your 2nd house, which I really, really like that for you. We like this energy. We like Venus in Taurus is going to be hanging here from the 4th until around April 3rd. It's a very sensual energy, guys. Just naturally very sensual, very possessive, though, at the same time, right? In this energy, you're really going to find yourself seeking security and value that lasts, right? Your desire for pleasure is going to be really, really strong here. And the thing is, you want to remember that Taurus, having Venus in Taurus, it's all about really appealing to the 5 senses. Because remember, Venus rules Taurus, right? So this is all about delicious food, anything that's beautiful that you can just appreciate with the 5 senses. All right, now you guys are going to have this in your 2nd house, right? So this tells me that something's going to be going on right now having to do with your money. So this can impact your finances and your possessions very positively. So you might find that you're holding on to your pentacle possessions more tightly in this transit, but it's in a good way. Good things can be happening in your money, like you just might be getting your act together in the area of your money. So that's really, really a nice, beautiful, benefic transit that we're going to be dealing with. So I pulled your Celtic cross spread, so let's just go through what's happening here. Why don't we pull a bottom of the deck energy as a crowning? So we have the 8 of Swords. Okay. 8 of Swords is telling me that there's a lot of thinking going on, that you have yourself in a little bit of self-imprisonment energy. So coming into this time, yeah, okay, that makes sense to me. We have the Hermit reverse. This is the shh, don't tell anybody card. So you might be going through things in your life right now, Aries, that you're not telling even your closest confidant, that you're really keeping close to the chest. You're only seeking your own counsel. Very pensive energy. You're thinking about a lot of things right now. And this is a very general pensive kind of energy. So you could be thinking about relationships, about where you're going, what do you want to do, these big global issues, or it could just be something specific. But there is some element here that you're holding something that you're not discussing with anyone. That's weighing on you, though, because the Hermit energy is a very it's Virgo, right? So it's a very critical, right? You're critical thinking. You're thinking very critically about something, but you're not really discussing with anyone. Now, the situation that you're in for this week, we have the Empress reverse. So you're in this space, and this is a Venus reverse, right? So you're in the space of feeling like a little disconnected as far as these Venusian elements go, right? I mean, because the Empress is the mother of the tarot. She's perpetually pregnant. This is about growth and expansion and, really cultivating something to the point of growing it. But in the reverse, it's like, no, I don't feel Aries, you might be like, I don't feel like I'm growing in this job. I don't feel like this relationship is going anywhere. I don't feel like, I kind of feel like I'm like, shoveling dirt against the tide, as they say, right? Where you just don't feel the sense of growth that you really want to feel. It's a situation right now. So you're not viewing either a relationship or a situation at work, something in your life, as being able to grow and develop in the way that you either A, know it can, or B, really want it to, okay? But then we have the High Priestess, which is crossing you here in the upright. I like this. A High Priestess not only is about intuition, but it's a moon energy. And what is the moon energy? The moon energy is what we do in private, what we feel in private, parts of ourselves that we really don't disclose to people. So that goes in a very nice tandem here with the Hermit energy, just to further support this idea of lots of internal rearranging is going on with you right now, Aries. Like you have some big heavy things on your mind, and you may not be discussing them with people external to you simply because you don't have it all figured out. So not everything even makes full sense to you yet, and you want it to, right? But this is really tapping into that higher version of yourself, getting honest with that deep recess of what you really want. What do you really want from this relationship? Being really honest with what is even possible with this relationship, given everything that's on the table, having to do with this connection, right? So, and I feel like that, this idea of there not being growth and you being very in tune with this inability to grow is probably what's putting you in this Eight of Swords space, right? I mean, it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because Eight of Swords is about self-imprisonment, right? And really that mental space sometimes that we put out, and we all do it from time to time, where, it's that space where you're ruminating thoughts. Yeah, okay. And then we have the Ten of Wands in reverse as the crowning energy. So there's some sort of ending of a cycle here, okay? This is Saturn and Sagittarius, and in the reverse, this is telling me that there's some sort of lesson that you had to learn, okay, in whether it be a relationship, a job situation, but that there's not going to be movement forward, at least in the way that it was. This is definitive end of a cycle. This is you reaching the precipice and saying, I can't do this anymore. It's too overwhelming. It's too crazy. It's too hurtful. Now, this could also mean for those of you who are in very long-lasting committed relationships, that you and your partner are just so busy, and you guys have gotten yourselves into a situation where you've become like two ships that pass in the night, where you're so busy that you're not tending to the relationship. That cycle needs to end if you guys are going to continue life together in a healthy way. Right? Because this energy sort of indicates, well, if you don't look at it now, it's only going to go to hell in a handbasket, right? That's for those of you who are in long committed relationships. But regardless, it is definitely the end of a cycle here where there's a lack of motivation to continue forward anymore with this relationship or this job, some sort of situation with a friend or family. Now we have the Three of Pentacles as the foundation. Yeah, I mean, I like this. This is a Mars and Capricorn energy. I call this the Architect card. So this is about, boom, let's do something new and different. Really put that work in, right? Because Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. So this is about recognizing that a lot of hard work is necessary for some area of your life, but it's the good kind. It's like, yeah, I'm really willing and happily willing to work for this. It's that kind of energy. Because guys, remember, Saturn, I find myself saying this quite a lot lately. I'm not sure why, I just feel called to, but everyone gets very excited about Jupiter. Jupiter energy is a benefic energy. It's fabulous, right? It's about luck and expansion. And people generally kind of dislike Saturn. I'm being kind when I say that, because Saturn really makes us work so hard to bring anything to fruition. But the benefit is that the gifts that Saturn brings are so long-lasting for decades and decades and decades. You follow? It's not quick like Jupiter, where it's there for a couple of months and then it's gone. No, Saturn is long-lasting. You know, the World card, which is the most benefic card in the deck, is a Saturn card. For that very reason. It's all the hard work that you put in, you're going to get back blessings tenfold on the other side of it. And this is you recognizing, though, Aries, I see you're recognizing that something is requiring a different approach. Something is requiring a lot of really hard work in your life in order for you to get that blessing that you're really looking for. But right now, just dealing with you, okay? You, right? Just, this is only you, not the situation, not anybody external, but you. We have the Nine of Wands energy. So the Nine of Wands energy, this is a Moon in Sagittarius energy. So it's like finding that fire deep within your soul to keep working at something, to move something forward. So while there was definitely an ending of a cycle there, there's definitely an ending of a cycle with a lot of exhaustion. Like, you put them down already, though. This cycle, I feel like, has been over. It's over. I don't feel like it's happening this week. I feel like it's kind of done already. But now you're in this space of being willing to sort of revisit it and, you know, see how it can possibly move forward. Now, the energy that's external to you is the Ace of Pentacles. Now, this isn't you. Again, this is external to you. So this is a brand new connection. Brand new connection. So while you feel very tired, because it is worth mentioning that the Nine of Wands is a very tired energy, it's, you know, typically represented by, you know, the guy with the bandage on his head and some blood coming through. It's like, oh, I've been through so much, you know, but I'm not ready to give up just yet. Okay, I'm not ready to give up. So you have this fire in your belly still, as exhausted as you are, and is really over a situation as you are. Like, you don't want to continue a cycle in the way that it was, because you know that it wasn't good for you. You know that it wasn't going to bring you to where you wanted to go, but you're not willing to totally give up. But yet there is not this new beginning that's being offered to you. Pentacles can mean money. Yeah, you know, Ace of Pentacles, just that card alone can mean a new job, or it can mean a new connection. You know, Pentacles can mean money and resources, but it also means mental, emotional, and physical connection. But in the reverse, it's telling me that there is no new offer coming to you. So while you have this fire in your belly to continue doing something, you don't have any real tangible offers coming to you at this moment, you know, that you're actually actively working on. And we have the Hierophant energy in your fear position. Okay, so, you know, this is you being afraid of, and afraid kind of sounds sort of cheesy, and, you know, in this way, but when we get the Hierophant in the fear position, it's you really looking at how you view life and how your set of morals and your set of values and the way you've sort of framed out your life, and you're really thinking about this pretty intensely, and you're fearing that maybe, just maybe, you need to make some adjustments with how you're perceiving a person, a situation. You might need to tweak how you're viewing something, your goals, your aspirations, really looking at all of these things, because you're in a space of recognizing, okay, if I keep doing what I did, I'm going to keep getting what I had, or what I got, and I want something different. So this is going to require me to maybe look at, you know, how I've been approaching things. And that's never a comfortable energy for anyone. It's just not. Especially when we feel like we've been approaching a relationship or a job or a situation from a very open viewpoint, and, you know, feeling very confident in how we're approaching something, but realizing like, you know what, we might be all those things, but we're not getting what we really want and need. Yeah, because then we have the Seven of Swords as the outcome in reverse. So this is about getting real. Okay, the Seven of Swords energy is a conflict energy, but you want to keep in mind, what are the swords? The swords of truth and communication. Okay, this is the card of thievery. And in the reverse, I always get, first and foremost, somebody's mask is coming off. Now, that could be a situation where you're coming to this realization that this relationship that you've been in is not what it was initially presented as. This person was not who they initially presented themselves to be. There was, you know, maybe a little bit more lip service than follow through. This job that you're in, some sort of opportunity, ends up not being what you thought it was going to be. And there's just like this sense of realization. But what's going to end up on the other side of this right now is, in the near future, we have the Moon card. All right. So, this is about getting really, you enter this time period in a very pensive state, and you're going to be leaving in a very pensive state. Now, this is the thing. The Moon energy is a Pisces energy, which is ruled by Neptune. And Neptune is all about, imagination, intuition, really being able to tap in to your ability of viewing something from a more creative point of view, I guess we could say. Definitely looking at, you definitely want to look at your habits in this energy as well. Any area in your life where you might be undoing yourself, where, when you sort of imbalance, and you sort of like addictions, negative habits that you might be dealing with. You're going to be looking at negative connections in your life. In general is really what's indicated here, both in the astrology and in the cards. So you're really going to be looking at your connections in the biggest way, having to do with, this could either have everything to do with work or everything to do with the career. Might be, for some of you, could be both. But whatever it is, you're entering this space as the Hermit reverse, and you're leaving with this Moon energy, which is a very deep, really kind of underneath the surface energy. It's all about that 12th house. There's a lot of deep thinking going on here, Aries, absolutely. And you have yourself in a space of deep pensivity. So, for some of you, again, this could have to do with your career or relationship, or a little bit of both. But I do get that, that you're going to be in a space of really coming to a conclusion that someone or something, or perhaps even a group of people, is not what you initially thought. 6 of Cups. So you're going to end up, right, because this is for the Moon card, by the way. I should have said that as I was focusing on that. So the 6 of Cups reverse is an unhealthy type of nostalgia, where you're reminiscing to something in the past, the way something was once upon a time. But the thing is, that thing that you're reminiscing about needs to stay in the past. It's not meant to come with you. It's not meant to come on your path. You're going to end up back in an unhealthy situation. There's a reason that it's in your past, right? But the tendency here is, and this is just part of the human condition, if you're resonating with this, like, just forgive yourself, because when we're not experiencing something good in an area of our life, this could even just have to do with a job. Let's say your relationship is perfectly fine, all right, with your job, and you're remembering a job that you were in once upon a time, or you're remembering what you wanted to do once upon a time back in the past, and you're forgetting why you ended up not going back into it, staying in it, or getting into it in the first place, right? You don't want to glorify something in the rearview mirror as a way of pulling yourself in. The 5 of Swords is about fighting about what's true and what's not true. All right, this is the 5 of Swords. I actually kind of like this energy, even though 5 is about conflict. This is a Venus and Aquarius card. So Venus obviously rules money, love, our sense of self-worth, our values, beautiful. And Aquarius, right, we do have this Aquarius energy going on, right, during this week. But Aquarius is just about, boom, let's do something differently. And it's just trying to reason out, how things rolled out in reality, versus perception, what was true, what wasn't true, but trying to do it towards a sense of healing and a sense of resolution. Yeah, but I get that there's not going to be forgiveness here. Yeah. There's not going to be forgiveness, because there's going to be a feeling that either there's not going to be very healthy communication, or somebody's not going to be telling the truth, or somebody ends up going no contact, where the communication ends up becoming compromised. But then we have you, and we have the Emperor energy. This is you. Right? And then we have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So yeah, Aries, this is very, very clear to me. 10 of Pentacles in reverse is what is standing between you and having that ultimate, where your money's on point, that ultimate mental, emotional, physical connection. Somebody is not being agreeable, reasonable. Somebody is not showing up the way they said they would. There's definitely like, a disjointed energy here. Absolutely. Disjointed energy. Yeah. So, I mean, I like that you're ending up then in the moon energy. Makes perfect sense to me, because now you're going to be really getting honest with yourself. Like, all right, what do I do moving forward? If this job isn't working out, or if this project isn't working out, or if this thing isn't working out, if this relationship isn't working out, then what am I doing? How am I going to be proceeding forward? And you're going to figure it out in this energy, though, right? Because that's what's really great about Aquarius. I mean, Aquarius gives us these insight, because Aquarius is insight plus emotion. So it's really tapping into, really getting honest with yourself and tapping into just a different way of doing something. So let's go into a love reading for you guys, for those of you open to love. Okay, so we're going to do 3 cards across, 3 rows across, 4 different decks down. Let me pull the energy and then we'll pull it all together, guys, okay? So we're going to be working with 3 love oracles, and then I'm going to pull some regular tarot for clarification. None of these cards are going to be read in reverse, because I don't read oracles in reverse. Flirt. Now, this doesn't have to have anything to do with the Celtic cross spread, guys. It can, but it certainly doesn't have to. Celtic cross spread could have had everything to do with job, friendship, family situation, something to do with your kids, anything like that. Anything like that. New beginning. Interesting. I don't want to say anything yet, because I want to see what this is the Island Time Wellness. These are the heart oracles. These are the love oracles. Okay. Cupid's arrow. Addiction. Who's getting engaged? Who's getting engaged? Or at least moving into that kind of agreement. All right. And these are the Arcanum that I'm using as qualifiers, not in the reverse, please. Fool, like it. Nice. Yeah, moving on, moving on. Okay, all right. This we got to talk about. All right. First, we have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Yes, very nice. Clarifying that, we have, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it's only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Clarifying that, we have Cupid's arrow. Have faith. Love is coming. Surprise invitation or meeting. And then we have the Fool, which is about taking calculated risks. I love this. I love this energy. This is a Uranus energy, right? Uranus rules Aquarius. We have a lot of Aquarius vibes happening for you guys this week. Absolutely. And this is about doing something different. Doing something very differently, okay? And then the next row, we have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. All right, if those of you who are resonating with this, I do feel like there's new energy coming in. It's new, but it's not brand new, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like this is somebody that's in your life already. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean you don't love the person either, right? Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. And then clarifying that, we have addiction. Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. So this is any area of imbalance that I always talk about, right? Like with the devil energy, it's kind of the same vibe here, you know? Any area of imbalance that maybe you have identified as being an issue in the relationship. But this is the, you know, here, acceptance is the key, though, to inner peace. So where there's imbalance, yeah, work through it, but just accept that it's something that needs to be worked through. Yeah, because then you guys are going to have a new beginning, a new truth. Ace of Swords. Love this. This is an air energy. This is going to be a new way of communicating, which is exactly what we're talking about here, right? With this Uranus energy. There's going to be newness here as far as your truth, a truth in a relationship. So I do like this. And we have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And then clarifying that, we have a new beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your life, live your dreams passionately. And then clarifying the new beginning, we have engagement ring. Engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. And then from there, we have Four of Swords. So you're moving away from something, Aries. You're moving away from something and into something, I'm going to say healthier or more connected or more committed. I mean, the Four of Swords is about realizing everything that you've been through, taking those lessons, and there's an element of moving on into healing with the Four of Swords in the upright. So there was something, an unrequited love. I mean, it says here not attraction or chemistry. I mean, you could be very physically attracted to somebody, but like there's not enough there to keep it together. So I'm feeling that a lot of you, if you're resonating with this, you were in a space where it just wasn't going into that next space. Like you guys just didn't want the same things. Where it became holding on to it really more out of habit or, you know, out of not wanting to start over with somebody else. But I do feel like there's definitely this other energy that is absolutely positive. You're going to be closing some chapter up in your life and you're going to be having this new beginning with somebody. For those of you who are resonating with this, obviously, guys, this is a general message, you know, on YouTube, right? So obviously it's not going to resonate with all of you, but this is definitely for somebody. This is, I feel like, almost a pretty specific message, actually. And I really like it because there's healthy here. I feel this like a movement from, and this sounds a little harsh, but this is what I'm getting, like an unsatisfied to satisfied. It sounds so like scientific, but that's what I'm feeling. Yeah. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you for the first week of March. See you guys next time. Thank you so much. Take care.